Hello everyone, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble news channel. The stock market should do very well when interest rates go down, but they won't stop a recession very fast. In fact, what will people and businesses do if they know that prices and interest rates are going down? They're going to wait. The CPI is at 3.1 right now. In other ways though, prices are going down. Now we're not sure if the carry trade is over for good. JP Morgan says we're almost there. In that case, there may be more change. But I think the Fed is now on high watch. In this video, Cathie Wood breaks down the recent changes in the market and finds the main reasons why crypto and other markets have been moving slowly. She talks about how interest rates have gone up in places like Japan. There, the Bank of Japan just raised rates from 0.1% to 0.25%. As a result, people who drew cheap money from Japan now have to pay more in interest than they planned, which has led to a sell-off and margin calls. Despite all of this chaos, investors are getting more and more excited about the next FOMC meeting on September 17th and 18th. A rate cut could possibly cause the market to rise. Based on what Cathie says, rate cuts usually mean good things for the market and risky assets, which makes a strong run possible. Take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post alerts so you never miss an update. We'll be adding more clips from the video soon. Leave a note below with what you think. Thanks and have fun with the movie. To keep prices higher for longer, make sure that inflation is gone. We've been saying for a while that inflation is falling much faster than the standard indexes show. Other than the CPI, which is at 3.1 right now, prices are going down. It wouldn't surprise us if prices went down, as the customer gets weaker in a wider sense. Now, why is the customer going to weaken or keep getting weaker? We think it's because businesses are losing the ability to set prices. There are two things they are going to do to save profits. They are going to fire people and speed up efforts to make the company more productive. The number of people without jobs will rise. We are hearing Chairman Powell talk about how that is making the Fed change its mind. Today, I think that the fact that the stock market drop has hurt people's net worth is another reason why the Fed will give up. One more thing to think about. The stock market should do very well as interest rates go down, but they won't stop a recession very fast. In fact, what will people and businesses do if they know that prices and interest rates are going down? They're going to wait. That being said, we think the market already knows a lot of what I've told you. So we do believe that lower interest rates will be the main reason why the market moves from a small group of stocks that are very focused to a larger group of stocks that are spread out. This will happen once the carry trade is over. Also, I just said that new ideas solve problems. Because of this, we are sure that as AI spreads around the world's economy, efficiency will go up. Also, the top market strategist at Verified Investing, Garrett Soloway, met with David Lin to talk about what's new with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will go up in value, especially since the Federal Reserve is likely to lower interest rates soon. He says that crypto assets like Bitcoin have lost value because buyers are putting more money into stocks because of the lack of cash due to rate hikes. But Garrett thinks that the Fed's decision to change course in September will be a game changer. If rates go down, a lot of money could flood the market, which could push Bitcoin to $74,000 or even $100,000. For long-term success with Bitcoin, Garrett also says that technical analysis is more important than market opinion. Let's look at some more of Garrett's ideas. Yes, and this is where you can see it. Let's look at the Nasdaq. It has continued to go up a little bit, but the Bitcoin trend has been much more split down and up. Another thing I think is going on is that the money that is being pulled out is mostly for crypto, which has the most risk in the market. That's why some buyers are saying, hey, listen, we're getting scared about the market. We're getting scared about risky investments. We still think that Nvidia and these big cap tech stocks are the best places to be. I think money is moving around and Bitcoin is losing value. We did not see. Now listen up, Bitcoin recently hit a low point of about $49,000, which was the same day that the stock market hit a low point on August 5th. That means there is still a link, but there's no doubt that we've given up on that. And I think that's because the stock market has done so well that it's taking so much of the money that would have gone into crypto. How do you understand this? What do you think? Since the beginning of the year, both highs and lows have been going down. Yes, so one interesting thing I find is that we talked about Bitcoin when we had that big drop on August 5th. when the Nasdaq was down over 5% throughout the morning. Before Bitcoin dropped 20%, right? That was the peak in spot ETF approvals. That's why we tried a technical support level again. It was a struggle. We got out from above it. We put it to the test again. Besides that, you have this parallel route, correct? In technical analysis, this parallel channel is what we call bullish consolidation after a big move up like this. It seems like the price keeps going up, as shown by the fact that it stays within the up move that went from this low point to 74,000. So, this is a bullish chart for Bitcoin as long as it stays within this parallel range at the end of the day. It does make me wonder what will happen if the stock market gets worse and buyers start to think, hey, listen, maybe we don't want to be in the stock market as much. After all, Bitcoin does money come in and out. Because as you said, it's no longer connected. It's possible that cash was leaving crypto and Bitcoin and going to the stock market. It might go the other way a little. That's why I would be bullish on Bitcoin here as long as this parallel range stays in place. What do you think the next big move for Bitcoin will be? So you need to be careful with the route. That's 69,000 right here. And just to go over it again as a tech, I look at its past and see that every time it hits this Q, it pulls back. So if you hit 69, at least in the short run, see if it goes down or if it can go through that. The all-time high would be at 74,000, which is just a minor stopping place. I think you'll go much higher than that. And it wouldn't surprise me if you did in the next year or two. I know Bitcoin fans would like to hear this sooner, but I do believe that 100,000 will be reached for this treasure. I do believe that it is slowly turning into a risky asset or an asset that isn't as linked to the stock market as, say, gold. Gareth, we should always be aware of the bad thing that could happen. That orange line you drew is the support line. Can we say that if it hits, say, below 52,000, we'll be starting a new bear market, or the price will drop even more? Yes. That's great that you brought up the downside. Investors need to know that there is a risk of the downside, right? Okay, there was a drop in the price of Bitcoin from 70,000 to 49,000, which is what we saw in the market. To begin with, that's a huge drop in just 2 weeks. Investors need to know that if prices break below this level and close each day below it, it could lead to some big losses. Taking out 49,000 would be the next stop for me. The next stop would be the 20% low drop from the spot ETF at 38,000 to 39,000. To go over this one more time, just know that Bitcoin seems to be a bit like gold in that it does better when the stock market is having a rough time, but it can also get scared. It's possible for investors to lose faith and still sell their money, as we saw. Along those same lines, gold prices dropped on the same day that the stock market and Bitcoin did. So when there is a rush, everything is sold. People don't ask questions at that point. They just drop it. That's why I would be very aware of it. Again, this is where technicals come in. If you see a break of this area, you should just take a step back, wait for the dust to settle, and then look again. You might be able to get it at a much lower level. It's been going down, but I wouldn't call it particularly bearish or like a big bear market. It's just been going down during the past year. So why are signs that the market is going up? What do you know about that? Sure, of course. In technical analysis, a big run is what happens after a strong rise like this on the chart. When this happens, some buyers think, wow, it's gone up so much. I'm not sure what to think about Bitcoin. It's possible that I'm not a hodler. People who want to sell come in, right? But if there were only buyers, the price would fall again. People are still coming out of the woods to buy, though, even though the price is now between $50,000 and $70,000. Even though Bitcoin went up a lot, there are still some buyers. Many people are selling, but there are also many people who want to buy.